Okay, I know this video is supposed to be about my mower, my 60 volt Black & Decker mower, but I want to take a minute, since I have to weed eat my yard anyway, to talk about my 40 volt Black & Decker weed trimmer. I really like this weed trimmer. I did another video, YouTube video, on electric weed trimmers versus gasoline weed trimmers. I had a Ryobi gasoline weed trimmer that I compared against a Sears, and I believe the other one was a Greenworks. They had small spools, not a lot of power, but even though they were kind of lightweight, I liked them better than the gasoline, because the gasoline you just had to keep pulling and pulling and pulling. It was so hard to start. But I finally just got rid of my gasoline altogether. I couldn't even give it away, because when I tell people that I couldn't hardly start it, they didn't want it either. So the electric is so much better for that reason. You don't have to pull the cord, choking it, mixing the gas with the oil and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, since I did that video, I tried out the Black & Decker 40 volt weed trimmer, and I like it 10 times more than I do the electric ones that I did in my video before. As a matter of fact, I've gotten rid of those too. Those were okay. They were very nice, lightweight, easy to carry around, but they didn't have a lot of power, and the spools were really small. They're about that big around. This one has a bigger spool, and it has a lot more power, and it has adjustable power. So there are a lot of things I like about it. The battery, you just pull this clip to pop it out. They're easy to pop in and out. You got to kind of push it hard to get it in place. One of the things I like, you can do a quick check right here and see how good the battery charge is before you use it. And it just kind of snaps into place. One of the nice things about this, you can set power you want all the way up to 6, down to 1, and I tend to leave it like around the 4 area. Seems to work just fine for me. There's only 1 string instead of 2, but it seems to do the job just fine. It's got a good size spool in it. Instead of the tiny one, it's a little bit bigger than the other spools that you see. So it holds a little bit more string on it. It's got a bit bigger head on it. Now I'll go ahead and do a little trimming so you can see what it looks like. Okay, one more thing I want to show you about my weed eater is it also does edging. It's very quick and easy to convert to an edger. You just press this button, twist it upside down, and you're ready to go. Here's the leaf blower that I got, also 40 volt for the Black & Decker. It also has the power adjustment on it. And all you do to change them out, just pop that out, slap it in, and it's good to go. And you can check and see the power on it the same way. It's the same battery. Hello, this is Rick McMillan. I did a YouTube video on a Black & Decker CM 1936, a 19-inch wide 36 volt Black & Decker mower with a lead acid battery. And one of the things I kept saying as I was doing the videos, I did 4 different videos, parts 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And one of the things I kept saying is, boy, I sure would like it if they had a lithium-ion battery instead of a lead acid that was so heavy. Lithium-ion are lighter and they charge quicker and tend to last longer, at least I believe they do. I'm not absolutely certain on that point. Here it is 5 years later. I think I did that video in 2012. Here it is 2017. And I still have that mower, and I'll show it to you in a few minutes. But I have now bought the 60 volt 20-inch cordless mower, It is the CM2060. It comes with two 60-volt batteries that are lithium ion, and it's a whole lot lighter. The one I had, the CM1936 self-propelled unit, was around 100 pounds. It might have been a little bit over. This one's like half that. It's like 47 pounds, something in that range. All right, here it is. I am unpacking it for the first time. Here's the grass catcher. There it is. It's a very nice looking mower. Looks like it's plastic for the most part. So is the other one, but that didn't seem to bother it any. It seemed to hold up really fine. Here's a grass deflector, it looks like. These look like the controls. This is the kill switch or the safety switch, it looks like, that we had on the old one. Okay, here's the charger and owner's manual. Okay, there's the mower. Looks really nice. Has two batteries in it, two 60-volt batteries. Looks like what I need to do is put together. Okay, really the main part of assembly that you have to do is putting on this top brace right here. It's real simple. All you got to do is put on these screws like that. But before you put these in, you need to tighten down these adjustments down here at the swivel area so it doesn't go up and down. Make sure you put the curve down on the inside. I would leave the handle out, tighten it down. And when you're doing this, when you're putting on this top brace, make sure that the button is facing up and not down like the first time I did this. Actually, I had it the wrong way. And then just tighten it down by clamping that down. And do the same thing on this side. Okay, the other thing I want to make you aware of, here are the adjustments down here for raising and lowering the bar. So you can fully adjust it any way you want. Once you pick an area, clamp it down. And make sure these clamp down, close all the way. They aren't hitting the tire. One of the things I wanted to make you aware of is when these come shipped, they come with the mower blade on the very lowest level, close to the ground as it can get. If you start the mower with it all the way down, you're going to burn your grass. You're going to cut it way too short. So first thing you should do is adjust it up. And then after you take a pass, then you can adjust it more accurately after that. Okay, the first thing I've noticed I'm not sure I like too much is that the cover for the batteries, they don't stay up. You have to hold it up to maneuver the batteries in and out. It'd be nice if this would stay popped up while you're trying to get the batteries out. Okay, the batteries slide out, straight out. So first thing I'm going to do is put these batteries on the charger. Alright, here's the battery. It's on the charger. You can see it's blinking. Blinking here indicates that it is charging. It's adding to the charge. The other thing I wanted to show you is there is a battery indicator on the mower, which I'll show you later. There's also a battery charge indicator on each battery. This is one brand new. I just took it out of the bag. I have one already charging. This is the second one. Push this and it'll show you how many bars light up. I'll show you. Right now, one bar is lighting. Okay, this is Rick again, and I just wanted to show you the 5-year-old CM 1936 model Black & Decker mower, which is this one right here with a lead acid battery, 36 volt. It's a little bigger, it's heavier, it's definitely much heavier. The handlebar is made out of metal. You can see it's been rusting pretty bad, even though I've kept it in the garage the whole time. I never leave it out. This bar is a little rusted. The handlebar's rusted. The older mower has a lower and firmer handle than the newer mower. This is as low as the handlebar will go on the new mower. It won't go any lower than this, even though it looks like it should, because if you loosen them up, it'll go all the way down, but it won't tighten till you get up to the number 1 or the number 2 area. The other thing I also noticed that I like about the older mower is the fact that I can charge the battery while it's on the mower just by plugging into the area where the kill switch goes. On the new mower, I think the only way to charge the batteries is to take them out and charge them. It would be nice if you could charge both batteries, or at least one at a time, while it's still attached to the mower. I like the convenience charging system that charges while the battery's in the mower. Of course, this mower is lead acid battery, and it's very heavy to take out, so I'm sure that was a factor on this one. It doesn't feel quite as sturdy. It feels a little more plastic than the 36 volt. This 36 volt feels very solidly built, rugged. It's held up really well except for the metal parts that for some reason have rusted over the years. It is so super lightweight. It feels almost like a toy. The batteries are now charged. Here are the two 60 volt batteries. They've both been charged. Took a couple hours, I think. Here's, just for comparison purposes, here's the 40 volt battery. And here's the 60, and as you can see, the 60 volt battery is way bigger than the 40 volt. I don't know exactly what that means, other than it should have more power, I guess. Maybe it'll last a little longer. Anyway, the 40 volt I have for the weed eater. So now I'm going to put these back in, and looks like you just slide them in upside down so they snap into place, and they're secure. You pull up this little lever to unlock them and slide them out, and then pop it down and you're good to go. Okay, one of the things I wanted to do is hear the noise that these two generate. Plug in the safety switch. I'll try the old 36 volt first. I'll try this next. A little more vibration in the handlebar. The old 36 volt mower, when you turn it on, it goes up to a steady speed. The new 60 volt battery, Black & Decker, it powers up to a pretty high speed and then it seems to slow back down, and I'm not sure why it would do that. Okay, in order to start the 60 volt Black & Decker electric battery powered mower, you need to get this kill switch and insert it into the key position. Once you do, you'll notice that the battery charge levels come on, and it shows that it's on battery number 1. You just press the switch, it goes to battery number 2, press it again, it goes back to battery number 1. So that's very convenient. I just wish that you could charge the batteries while they're in the mower themselves instead of having to take them out. To start, hold the button in, then press the bar back. See, it idles down for some reason. I'm not sure why that is true. You can see while it's running that the charge of the battery is showing on the mower. For the old mower that I have, the 36 volt lead acid battery, it also has a key, as you've seen in some other videos, and the button is on the side. You have to push it in while you pull down the bar. Okay, I'm working on the front yard. I got most of it done. It's not really that heavy. Here's how tall the grass is in my front yard that I've been mowing. Most of it, not all of it, has been this high. It's not terribly high. It's still May, so probably next month will be a little taller when I mow it. One of the things I'm disappointed about is the battery. As you can see, it's already down to the first bar on the first battery. Now, I did charge it and then leave it out in the garage for a week, so it discharged some while it was sitting in the garage for a week. So it's not a perfectly fresh battery, either one, but I haven't even finished the front yard and it's already down to that. So anyway, but it cuts the grass very easily. You know, it doesn't slow down at all, so it's really not a problem. I don't think, as far as the power goes, the power seems to be just fine, even though I was a little concerned because it seemed to throttle down a little bit after it starts, but it seems to have plenty of power so far. I think the backyard will be a little bit more of a challenge, so we'll see how that does. Also, one thing I noticed is there's some vibration in the handle. The handle's higher on this mower. The handle's higher on this mower than the 36 volt lead acid battery. So it's a little more awkward to push for me because I'm short. It's not as sturdy. This mower seems very plasticky. It almost seems like a child's toy compared to the other one. The other one's a lot more rugged, sturdy, and heavier. And that may be why this one, you can feel vibration through the handle because it's so lightweight. But I'm a bit disappointed that there's so much vibration coming through the handle, because I didn't experience that at all, that I recall anyway, with the other mower. Okay, I've done most of the backyard now, still on the first battery, still with 1 bar showing. So that last 1 bar really lasts a long time. But I can tell the power's come down some, but it's still pushing right through. It's still cutting the grass, even though the grass back here is taller than in the front. I'll stop up here. You can hear it slow down. Here you can see how tall the grass is in the back. Hopefully that gives you an idea. It's a couple of inches, 2.5 maybe, 1.5. So it's doing pretty good. So I'm going to switch over to the second battery. You can see it gives you a reading when I switch over, and see if that improves the power. Oh yeah, listen to that. Okay, I switched back to the first battery. You can tell it doesn't get nearly as loud on the first battery because it's wore down some. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to the second battery to finish up. Then I'll recharge both of them when I recharge. But as you can tell, the first battery's still going, so I probably, maybe could get the whole yard front and back done on 1 battery. Okay, we're on battery number 2. And you can tell it's not slowing down at all. It's not hesitating. And it's pretty thick grass back here, so my intuition tells me this mower is just as powerful as the 36 volt. I would hesitate to say it's any more powerful at this point, but having 2 batteries that I can switch to, I think is a nice advantage. The lightness of the mower makes it a breeze to push with 1 hand, which I'm not sure I could do that with the 36 volt at all because it's so heavy. That's why I got self-propelled motor on the 36 volt battery, on the 36 volt mower. But I wouldn't say it's super easy to push with 1 hand. It's possible, which I'm doing here, but it was easier, I think, to do the other mower on self-propelled mode with 1 hand than it is to push this one manually with 1 hand. I don't think there's any way I could have pushed the other mower manually. Okay, one of the things I wanted to point out is that we had almost a full battery left on the second battery when I finished mowing the backyard. So that's really good. I hardly needed the second battery at all. Mostly I could have probably got it done with the first, but it was getting kind of slow and sluggish there towards the end of the first battery. I also want to point out I'm not using the side discharge option. I'm not using the bag. I am mulching. There's an insert that goes in here for mulching, and it comes with it already inserted. So that's what I'm doing, is mulching. And it works like a champ. I really like the mulching feature of the 36 volt lead acid battery mower. This one works just as well. I think on the other one, when I backed up, I could see the cuttings that were left. When I go forward, I couldn't. On this one, it doesn't seem to matter. I don't see the grass either way. It seems to do a fine job of mulching it and into very fine particles. So I'm very pleased with the mulching feature of this mower as well as the previous mower that I was using. Okay, in conclusion, I would say that the 60 volt Black & Decker lithium-ion battery mower is a good mower. I like it. It was easy to mow, it was lightweight, easy to push. It seemed quite powerful enough. Having 2 batteries was more than enough for me. I could possibly have done 1 battery, but it would have been rough to make it through that last few feet because the battery is getting weaker and weaker as it goes along. So I like the mower. Obviously it's easy to start because it's electric. It cuts well. There's a little bit of vibration in the handlebar, maybe because the mower's so light. It didn't seem to be as bad at the end of the mowing as it did at the beginning. My hands tingled just a little bit, but at the end I wasn't noticing it. I would also change the fact that you can't charge the batteries while they're in the mower. I would want to do that, just like the 36 volt, you could do that. Because I don't like having to take the batteries out to charge them. I would prefer to just leave them in the mower and plug it into the wall socket somewhere, like I did with the 36 volt. Compared to the 36 volt, it's hard to say about the power. I think from what I can tell, it's pretty close. I certainly didn't have any problems this time, but I don't think the grass was that challenging. Anyway, I'm pleased so far. This is just my first test, so we'll see how it goes next time. Okay, I'm back. It's about a week later. I'm going to try out the mower again. The grass is quite a bit heavier than it was last time. You can see how tall it is. It's at least 2 or 3 inches tall and pretty thick. We've had some rain. We're expecting some more this weekend. So I thought I'd go ahead and get it mowed before it rains again, before it gets too high. One thing I did find out, I was able to adjust the handle where it's not as high as it was. I was actually able to adjust it below the 1 indicator. I went to a Sears store and saw that they had it adjusted lower, so thought there must be a way to do it. So I worked on it a while and I finally was able to manage to get it to go lower. So a lot more happy about that, to have the handle height at a level that I'm more comfortable with for my center of gravity. Also in this case, I'm only going to have 1 battery in. I took the other battery out last time to charge it, so I'm going to just leave it out until I need it. So this way I'm going to go ahead and use the unused battery this time, and then I'll be going back and forth, hopefully to prolong the life of both batteries that way. So let's give it a shot and see how it does today. You can see I only have the right battery in. It shows 3 out of 3 bars, so we're close to fully charged. I did use it just a little bit, I think, on the last mowing. So I don't think it's a fresh charge. It certainly hadn't been charged in over a week. But we'll see how it does. Then we'll swap out with the other battery. Okay, I know I said it had 3 bars when I started, and it did, but the minute I turned the mower on, it basically jumped down to 2, and it's been running on 1. Been mowing for a little while. Working really well. And it's pretty tall in the front and the back. It's cutting without any hesitation to speak of. You can tell it's really thick grass. It's cutting through it no problem. Okay, I'll admit I'm pretty impressed. I'm in the backyard now, and it's where it's really the thickest. You can kind of see how tall the grass is back here. It is amazingly tall, in places anyway, not all over, but where it's at right now, it's really heavy. So, and it's cutting it well, even though there's only one light showing. That's one thing I do like about the mower, is you get a constant readout of your battery charge, so you don't have to be guessing, you know, by the way it sounds or whatever. So I really love the fact that I know how my battery's doing while I'm mowing without having to stop and push a button. It slows down or a little bit. You can tell it's struggling more than it was. But that last battery's almost gone. I've seen it flicker from that one light to 0 lights. One thing I'm a little disappointed with this mower is the mulching ability. My previous mower, the Black & Decker 1936, I think did a little bit better job. Of course, this is very heavy, very difficult grass to mow, but it is leaving some clippings behind. Okay, one of the things I did is mark my batteries number 1 and number 2 so I can make sure I'm swapping them out every now and then. I went ahead and replaced my battery number 2 with battery number 1, switched over to the number 1 side, and we'll see how that sounds compared to how I was doing. You can tell it's mowing a lot easier. It's mowing a little bit higher RPM, and it's cutting through the grass without any hesitation. Even though it was doing good with the old battery, I decided to go ahead and put a fresh one in just to see how it would do. And since I have 2 batteries, why not? Right? So the other one's charging while I'm mowing with this one. And it's cutting right through it very well. I'm very pleased. I guess if I had a huge lawn, I'd probably get another battery or 2. One thing's for sure, it's a lot harder pushing this mower with one hand than the other mower that was self-propelled. Okay, I'm done, but I just want to show you I got down to 1 bar on the battery. That's one thing I'm a little bit surprised about, is how quickly these batteries go down to 1 bar. They seem to stay at 1 bar for quite a long time. I have not yet run one completely to where there were no bars lit. I'm kind of afraid to do that. I don't want to risk damaging the battery. So when it sounds like it's getting kind of weak and it's on 1 bar, I'll quit, recharge it. So anyway, I like the mower. Overall, I'm happy with it. It's nice and lightweight. It runs well. It's not as powerful as I thought it might be. You know, 60 volt versus 36 volt. I just expected it to be beefier. I know it doesn't necessarily mean that's how much power there is, but that's kind of the trend all the mowers are doing today. They're going to higher voltages. But it's working well. 2 batteries is plenty for my front and backyard, and I expect it to be that way for a long time. You know, I can always buy another battery if I need to. The thing I'm probably most disappointed is the fact I can't charge the batteries while they're in the mower itself, like the 36 volt. I really like rolling it in the garage, plugging it in to an outlet, and letting it stay there till I get ready to mow again. Maybe if Black & Decker is listening, they'll consider that for their next iteration. It'll probably cost a little bit more, but I think, at least for me, it's worth it to be able to charge both batteries at the same time in the mower without removing them. If Black & Decker wants me to try any of their mowers, I'll be happy to check them out if they want. But so far, I paid for all my mowers and all my equipment myself, so I'm not under any obligation to sugarcoat my reviews for Black & Decker or anybody else right now. Thank you. Bye. Okay, I know this video is supposed to be about my mower, my 60 volt Black & Decker mower, but I want to take a minute, since I have to weed eat my yard anyway, to talk about my 40 volt Black & Decker weed trimmer. I really like this weed trimmer. I did another video, YouTube video, on electric weed trimmers versus gasoline weed trimmers. I had a Ryobi gasoline weed trimmer that I compared against a Sears, and I believe the other one was a Greenworks. They had small spools, not a lot of power, but even though they were kind of lightweight, I liked them better than the gasoline, because the gasoline you just had to keep pulling and pulling and pulling. It was so hard to start. But I finally just got rid of my gasoline altogether. I couldn't even give it away, because when I tell people that I couldn't hardly start it, they didn't want it either. So the electric is so much better for that reason. You don't have to pull the cord, choking it, mixing the gas with the oil and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, since I did that video, I tried out the Black & Decker 40-volt weed trimmer, and I like it 10 times more than I do the electric ones that I did in my video before. As a matter of fact, I've gotten rid of those too. Those were okay. They were very nice, lightweight, easy to carry around, but they didn't have a lot of power, and the spools were really small. They're about that big around. This one has a bigger spool, and it has a lot more power, and it has adjustable power. So there are a lot of things I like about it. The battery, you just pull this clip to pop it out. They're easy to pop in and out. You got to kind of push it hard to get it in place. One of the things I like, you can do a quick check right here and see how good the battery charge is before you use it. And it just kind of snaps into place. One of the nice things about this, you can set power you want all the way up to 6, down to 1, and I tend to leave it like around the 4 area. Seems to work just fine for me. There's only 1 string instead of 2, but it seems to do the job just fine. It's got a good size spool in it instead of the tiny one. It's a little bit bigger than the other spools that you see, so it holds a little bit more string on it. It's got a bit bigger head on it. Now I'll go ahead and do a little trimming so you can see what it looks like.